much. Folks, it is time that the spring changes things, and you think about putting on the shorts, you think about getting out, and think about taking all the hikes in the Smokies right now. Well, we've got a guy who knows a whole lot about taking a hike. My guest has done it in record time and all the trails. Benny Braden is here to tell us about his record-breaking feat. Thanks so much for being here.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And I tell you, you're slim and trim, because how many miles did you hike for that record?
944.
944. And what length of time?
2.5 months. 2 months, 19 days.
Good gracious.
Yeah.
So how do you do that? I mean, what's your mindset? You got to plan this out, I guess, right?
A lot of logistics. You got to plan out your shuttles, people to give you a ride on up to the other end of the trail so you can hike back to your vehicle.
So how many miles a day does that come out to that you probably averaged every day that you're going up to the Smokies and hiking?
I kind of figured it up. I was averaging somewhere around 18 to 20 miles, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Every day?
Just about every day. Yeah, there's some days I hiked more, much more. There's some days I hiked less. Like my highest mileage day was 35 miles. My lowest miles day was 4 miles.
Were you just worn out every day, or did you just say, I'm just going to suck it up and I'm just going to do it?
Well, you just have to have that mentality of, if it's going to rain, if it's going to be cold, you just have to mentally prepare yourself. I'm going to be wet, I'm going to be cold, and that's the way it's going to be.
How did you start out thinking that? See, we're showing pictures of your family here and some of these great pictures of you. When did you start it, and when did you end it?
I started December 31st at 3 a.m. There was actually a group of hikers that were going to go up to Mount LeConte and catch the last sunrise of the season. So that was my first hike. And my last hike was up to Mount LeConte via Trillium and Rainbow. And that was on March 18th of this year. So. It was just,
so that was just about a week and a half ago or so, maybe a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And so you're done. So you heard about the world record, and so mentally you wanted to do this, I guess. Tell me of that story.
Well, I started out wanting to just hike all the trails. Yeah. I had no idea how many miles or how tough. I'd section hiked the Appalachian Trail, at least the southern part of it, from Damascus, or actually from Georgia to Damascus, Virginia, last year. And as I would hike, a lot of different people would come up to me and say, "Oh, you're from Tennessee, so how are the Smokies?" I don't know. I can tell you what the Appalachian Trail looks like.
Yeah.
In my whole lifetime, I'd only hiked maybe 150 miles of trail in the Smokies. So it was time, it was long overdue.
Yeah.
And
well, you are the expert. You are the expert. So many people, we wanting to get out, we want to do this. I've hiked LeConte probably 7 times, and I've hiked many other trails. So give me an idea, and for folks out there who want to get cranked up and maybe take their families, what's the best trail that you went on?
The best trail that I went on, my favorite, was Nolan Divide.
Where is that?
It's on the North Carolina side. It'll actually branch off. It starts at Clingman's Dome Road and ends down in Deep Creek Campground.
Okay, so you start up and go down.
That's what most people do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did it upwards. And the way my trails kind of lined out, because the way your trails intermingle, some trails you have to do twice or 3 times. So I was trying to do it in the most efficient way. And I actually did it in 2 different segments, and unfortunately both segments were uphill.
How long is that trail?
I think it's somewhere along the line of 18 miles, 20 miles, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Well, for a family, that might be kind of tough. So give me one, let's say 5 miles or so in that area.
Well, LeConte, as far as is a popular destination a lot of people want to go to. Alum Cave, I would venture to say that Alum Cave is probably the flagship trail of the Smokies. It's the one that's mostly hiked. A lot of people love it. It's diverse. You know, it is all uphill, but you know, you kind of get to see a different terrain the whole time.
Alum Cave. And one quick question: what do you do next? What's your next goal?
Well, in 2018, I'll be through hiking the John Muir Trail out west.
Okay.
Until then, I'll be hitting part of the Florida Trail
Okay.
with the folks at Z-Packs down in Florida.
Okay.
And just be getting back on the Appalachian Trail and doing
Okay.
section hikes. and
Maybe
different
take your
things.
family as well. Thank you so much, and congratulations, Mr. Record Breaker here,
Yeah.
folks. This guy, boy, you did something that's just incredible. And we
Yeah.
want to honor you and thank you so much for what you do and giving us an idea about things that we love around here.
It was all God.
There. Very good. I like
Yes,
that.
sir.